mashirika ya wamefanya kazi nyingi sana kuhamasisha umati. Hata watoto sahii wanajua. Mimi siku ile nilikuwa mdogo, sikuwa najua maneno kama haya. Mara yangu ya kwanza kuongea maneno ya gender na GBV, tulikuwa na Madam Pasaris. Tulikuwa tumeenda, I don't think you remember me, lakini tulikuwa tumeenda my choice, tulikasirika sana na tulikuwa kwa streets. Hiyo ndio mara ya kwanza. Kwa hivyo tumesonga mbele sana. Lakini ni nini tena tunatakana tufanye, kwa sababu kila siku tunasikia na mambo things. These are big failure not only denies survivors their dignity but also perpetuates a culture of impunity. Justice must not be a privilege for the few. It must be a right for all. A shared commitment to change. At Oxfam, we government agencies, civil society, private sector partners, faith-based organizations and individuals from every corner of our communities. Sisi wote tukiungana pamoja na tuamue GBV itaisha. Together we must strengthen systems to ensure accountability, deliver meaningful support to survivors and prevent violence at its root. This means addressing the intersecting factors such as poverty, discrimination, and harmful cultural practices that make certain groups more vulnerable to GBV. Finally, and equal and purpose. Commit not just for these 16 days, but every day to our world, not just for these 16 days, but every day to our world free from violence, exclusion, and inequality. Together, we can all make inclusion and inequality. Together, we can all make a difference. Asanteni sana.
Country representative, UN Women, representing the resident coordinator, UN, and this is Akija.
In my capacity as the Deputy Country Representative, UN Women Kenya, but today representing the resident coordinator of the UN in Kenya. So you allow me to read the speech that has been Please tighten it. Please tighten it. Gender-based violence. I want to appreciate the county government that in your budget for 2025, rather 2024 to 2025, you did indicate a commitment of constructing 6. Okay. How long is it going to be?
They're just doing live, KTN live. They just there's a bit of video on the side, and then the rain started. Just put it there, and then you bring this up. That should be easier. Yeah, let them bring this up. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Asanteni sana. Thank you for your patience. Kulikuwa na interview kidogo inaendelea live on KTN, ndio ilibidi tumepause kidogo. So thank you for your patience. Please Mr. Dan Bazira, kindly come back and complete your speech. Sincere apologies.
Thank you so much, and definitely that was reassuring. That was particularly pointing out one aspect where as a cabinet they decided to earmark, I think, construction of around 6 GBV safe houses for the financial year of 2024-2025. I think that deserves an applause for them. I now straight away have to run through this this speech. It is an honor to join you today for the launch of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence campaign under the theme Toward 30 Years of Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action. Just like my previous speakers have said, the statistics are there. We already seeing, like recently, within 1 month, 98 cases of murder of women. We had statistics from one of our implementing partners, and they are here, GVRC, that reported around 4,000 GBV cases within 3 months. That alone speaks a lot of volume. And I want to say that as we gather today, we must confront this reality. Violence against women continues to be one of the most, each time you meet, out of the 100, you'll find that 16 of them have experienced physical violence. The 16 days of activism against GBV that is observed annually, which is being launched today from the 25th of November to 10th of December, holds a special significance in Kenya. And I was excited to hear from the county government that this campaign is not only for only the 16 days in Makueni, but it is a 365 days, 12 months, and therefore we expect that despite this is taken as the national launch, it will be a campaign that will be rolled out, not only in Makueni, but also in the remaining 46 counties. Distinguished guests, the 16 days of activism are a critical reminder of our responsibility to break the silence, challenge the harmful norms, but also invest in transformative change. This year's theme emphasizes the power of unity. When we come together, we can fight against this vice. We want to appreciate Kenya government as the UN in Kenya for some of the instruments that have been ratified in accordance to the Beijing 30-year celebration, which is going to be a collection of what we have achieved as a government with support from the different development partners. And as a country, we celebrate the government working together with the different development partners, with the civil society organizations for frameworks such as the Sexual Offences Act 2006, the Protection Act, and also the policies that are supporting survivors access quality justice and psychological support. Despite all these efforts, GBV still remains prevalent. I must say that even the resources that are allocated in the fight against GBV is still very minimal, right from the national level. We are excited of the pronouncements that have been made by His Excellency, the President of Kenya, including the investment of the recent 100 million respond to gender-based violence and femicide. And we are committed to, number one, ensuring that we support the policy and legal frameworks, that the policies that are developed are not just put in the shelf, but they are actually implemented. Because we have very nice policies across all governments in different countries. But we want to see that these policies come in handy and they are implemented right from the county to the national, but also to the grassroots level. Number two is to strengthen survivor-centered services, including the health care, psychosocial support, the legal aid services, shelter services, to ensure that survivors are supported every step of the way and that the perpetrators are held to account. Number four is to ensure that we support all community level engagements, mobilizing the communities, the different opinion leaders, the religious leaders to challenge the harmful norms and behaviors that perpetuate violence. And lastly is around economic empowerment, because many times we do address the legal aspects that pertain the survivors, but again they go back in the same cycle, but ensuring that we build the economic muscle of these women and girls. Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch this campaign today, and with full assurance from the different speakers, including the county government of Makueni, I urge all stakeholders present here, the government leaders, the legislative arm, judiciary, the it is based on data that decisions are made. To the civil society organizations, amplify the voices of the survivors in workplace policies and programs that prevent violence and support survivors. Recently, there are sexual harassment issues in the private sector at the universities, in the different academic institutions, let's ensure that we champion workplace policies. To the communities, challenge the harmful practices, such as child marriages, FGM, and become champions of change. And I want to ask the media, facilitate in terms of identifying the cases, not in terms of shaming them, but rather ensuring that these cases are reported. You will find that only the numbers that we have are those that have come out boldly. What of those that are not reporting? I therefore challenge you, media houses, to ensure that you report. Report and report. When you report, then actions will be taken. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, is possible. Very possible. We set an agenda, what we call the SDG 2030. 2024 is ending. We are going into 2025. Right now we are celebrating Kenya at 60. Let's reflect and say, why are we still holding such campaigns? It's because the voices are still existing. But when commitment, collaboration, let us unite to create a society where every woman and girls can live freely from fear, violence, and discrimination. Together, we can make this vision a reality. I want to take this opportunity to thank you, and let us pledge to act beyond the 16 days and ensure that every day is a day of activism against GBV and its most extreme manifestation, and particularly around cases that we are observing. Femicide was never known in our society. Why is it that it's coming up? I ask all of us, let us be a neighbor's keeper and ensure the safety of our women and girls in our community. I want to appreciate you. May the good Lord bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Dan Bazira. And I think the message is clear. We are all affected, and each one of us has a role to play 365 days a year. And with that, I thank you so much and hand over the mic back to the MC. Yeah, MC, please take over. Thank you.
Asanteni sana. Viongozi, kabla hamjaingia, kuna kina mama ambao walikuwa hapa kwenye jukwaa wakaimba. Na walipoimba walitumia Kifaransa. Wakasema kwamba chaki sio kenyanya wakeli. Si ndio? Lakini kama si mzuri mara ngapi? Hata ifai kulambwa, si ndio? Wanakeli to nyenywa. Kwa hivyo the issue about nisema kwamba wakati nikitambua watu kidogo kuna watu ambao sikuwatambua. Ningependa kumtambua Rahab Moyu ambaye ndiye mwenyekiti, na vile vile nimtambue Anne Wang'ombe ambaye ni principal secretary, na vile vile nimtambue Bi Aurelia Rono ambaye vile vile ndiye katibu katika Parliamentary Affairs Office of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, tunamuita katibu mwandamizi kwa Kiswahili, Musalia Mudavadi. Ribisha mara tena Waziri Engineer Sebastian Choni aweze kuwakaribisha viongozi katika uwanja wa kisiasa. Mheshimiwa.
Yes, thank you, MC. Our chief guests, we are accompanied by members of the County Assembly, and I would request Mheshimiwa Mateso and your colleagues. Mheshimiwa Mateso, okay, let me call upon all the members of County Assembly. Please come introduce yourself. Yeah.
All protocols observed. My name is Jennifer Kamande Mwande, MCA nominated by Wiper. Basing the theme of today, it is my appeal we involve all men and boys in this advocacy. In solidarity, we can eradicate gender-based violence. Thank you.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon. I am Fiametta Mwikali, a member of County Assembly of Makueni, nominated by Wiper Democratic Movement. Today is a great day, not only for our country, but our county. We want to thank all that such a great event is being held in Makueni. My plea to all of us, because we are leaders in different capacities, is that we take this message as the gospel of Jesus Christ that was women. It's not only about girl. Think of the girl, think of the girl, child, our leaders, our dignitaries. Let us remember of our men and our boys, because we have an empowered girl being given to a boy who is not empowered. I wish everyone well as we celebrate these 16 days of activism. And for us in Makueni, it is not 16, it's 3.
Wengine wote ambao wamefika kwa majina anaitwa Sara Mbilo, mheshimiwa katika mheshimiwa katika mbunge la Makueni, nikiwa nimeonekana na chama cha Wiper cha His Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka. Kabla sijaingia, mgeni wa heshima, nilikuwa mwalimu na nitake kusema ya kwamba walimu ambao wako hapa, kwanza na washukuru kwa sababu walimu wanakuwa wa mbele kuongea. Nishukuru tena chama cha walimu ambacho kinaitwa KNUT, ninaona wakubwa wao hapa. ambao pia mimi nilikuwa mmoja ya gender based violence. Nataka kushukuru kwa wale ambao waliona ni vyema huku kwetu Makueni ndio tunao kipaumbele na tunaongoza pamoja na tukatae. Tukaenda kwa polisi, tukaenda hospitali kuchukua data ili tuweze kujua katika Makueni tumefika wapi. Ni shukuru polisi na mahospitali ambao ni madaktari, niseme ya kwamba hata wao wanatusaidia sana, kwa sababu hata wakati tulienda kuchukua data walitupea na wakatusaidia. Niseme ya kwamba kuanzia leo, kwa hizo siku ambazo zimebaki kwa mwaka, kila mmoja wetu haendelee na kusema ya kwamba tunashikana pamoja na kukataa gender based violence. Wale ambao wamefika ninawashukuru, na niseme tukiendelea kushikania hatutakuwa. Nishukuru kila mmoja kwa kufika Makueni. Asanteni sana, na wageni karibuni Makueni.
All protocol observed. Good afternoon. Jina langu ni Elizabeth Mutindi. I'm a member of the County Assembly of Makueni. I had actually prepared a speech, but I will not read it, Your Excellency, because tumechukua muda mwingi. But I'll just go straight to where the committee mandate reaches, because I am the chairperson on the Committee of Gender, where such activities are domiciled. So I will just go straight to where the county government has made tremendous steps in its efforts to reduce SGBV in the county through various initiatives, among them the establishment of gender-based recovery centers and shelters, investments in GBV specific data, analysis and use, in the increased rollout of technology-based applications to detect and report GBV, and strengthening programs on protection of witnesses. The County Assembly has approved the following policies geared towards the fight of SGBV in the county: SGBV policy, the gender policy, the GBV policy, and the PWD policy. So we want to commend our department for this. The campaign, during the 16 days, the world focuses on stories of survivors, advocates, and initiatives making a difference. It's time for reflection, education, and action. The urgency to address and eradicate gender-based violence becomes profound with communities, governments, and organizations, and everyone. Therefore, the Committee of Gender will closely work with stakeholders to address the root causes of GBV, including recognition of GBV as a violation of human rights. Perpetrators of human rights must be held accountable under the county and national international laws. Thank you very much for attending this very important initiative program. Thank you for coming to Makueni. Asanteni sana.
Yes, thanks our honorable members of the County Assembly. We appreciate your support in the fight against gender-based violence. And now I take this opportunity to welcome our Makueni County Member of Parliament to be able to talk to us and introduce to us her colleagues. Karibu Mheshimiwa.
Let me use this, huh? Okay, basta. Watu wanione. Asante, thank you very much. Thank you for the invite. I'll use Swahili and probably even my mother tongue. I might use it for the benefit of those who have come here. I know they want to hear because you've spoken a lot of English. So when I go to Swahili, allow me to do that. All protocol observed. Karibuni sana. Thank you so much. It's a great day. Your Excellency Deputy Governor, thank you. Our peers, wote ambao wamekuja, Ano Ng'ombe and Aurelia. I found that Aurelia, karibu sana. This is my county. I once went to their place in Bomet. She's reminding me I preached there. And they gave me 2 cows ya Mikune. Thank you. Thank you very much. Karibu sana in Makueni. Niseme ya kwamba siku ya leo na wasalimu nyote hamjambo. Asante. Sasa tukiongea tunaongea mara moja kwa sababu masaa yameisha sana. Siku ya leo ni siku ya pekee na kabla sijaongea niko na wenzangu wako hapa. Na ningependa kabisa niwakaribishe ili watusalimie. Mimi sida mengi, nitaongea machache kidogo, lakini kwa sababu ya masaa nitaomba nikaweze kualika, na nitaanza with our senior most lady, mama wa maendeleo ya wanawake Rahab Muyu, ambao tulimkuta kwa uongozi miaka zamani mpaka leo. She has been our role model. Naomba mama ukaweze kuja hapa ukatuambia neno moja la manufaa kabisa. Yes, ameona mengi na she has something to tell us. Karibu mama.
Thank you Museo. Akamba dwegeni muge vienga ini Museo. Na mabi PSs. PS representing our prime cabinet, Aurelia, my PS, and His High Excellency. It is lovely to see Her Excellency. We've walked a journey to see women being called Her Excellency. Deputy Governor of Makueni, my sister, my colleague in the Bout sector, Dr. Tum, who works in the executive office, our senator, ambaye ni kijana wetu, Bwana Maanzo, one of our best in Ukambani, our county commissioner, Bitikilie Museo, and all the development partners, UN Women, Italian, everybody else who is here. Museo, thank you. We've walked a journey. Maendeleo works on 3 pillars: political, socio-economical pillar. I met Museo in the economic pillar. Kama tuko na wajumbe tunajivunia Ukambani, this girl is one of them. And of course my women rep from Machakos, Kamene, also sorry about that. Madam PS, I want to speak kidogo tu in Kikamba. Kindu kilage tuikalite bano bo wasiana siaka. Tiwo hii. Tuzoona ba tuonwe maundu ba tuonwe maundu. Ni mugoliati yundi monini. Amaneo die in this community. Ni mwaka 69 years. Usuti mundu wakua. Ni chao kilage tumete tutuika siana ni ukwatwa na ithe. Ni tuona mwana nukwatwa ni ithe ba kiunege miao. Kiunege gamba. Kiunege miao. To matter the aunties, where are the uncles, where are the grandparents? I am surprised we stand here. I am sure there are more. And wala tu nene abati 97. Pe ala tu tanata bobo. Na yue story na ito the empowerment akai. Nimeana mind ye Beijing. Iwangapi hapa alienda Beijing? I went to Beijing 30 years ago. Right? Sinduila to anene ye 12 critical areas. Poverty, Madam PS, the 2 of my PSs here. Already, you know, I came to see the Prime Cabinet Secretary and I gave him a paper. My PS knows. Poverty is killing these girls. If we do creation of wealth, we shall get out of this problem. Thina wa mbesa, niwe otumasiana siegondo sikweka. Nundu mundu ena mbesa mubuko ona right ya kwasia yes or no. Siana siya skuru ila siya inabani na washukuru sana. Nito amuiwa. And one of the things the girls told us is say no. Wana maendeleo wale wako hapa inueni mikono, sorry and forgotten you. Asanteni sana maendeleo. Thank you for coming. Asanteni sana, starting with my county chair and team. Mwana wa mwetu ni wabunde ya kwasia aye atane ana akabina skulu. Ni chao ki mwana unusiana miaka 13. 15 ati usio akatweka ni mundu mukawa kukwatwa wa usia ibetila siba pundi sia isiana kwa sia. No, I am addressing the issue of because it sounds like a very difficult thing. Mwana wa mwetu abikie ni kuneneba ni kwa sia mwetu asiata nundu ne weiwe wanena na mwanake mwabigaba ya ungua miti tani sia ino yenuka nundu ni bese we ungua mutebe kindu kitona ya mwana itukweleanwa kwa upala twaikie utasiana pala ibeti twatwikie tukabiga amesi saina nipo siana sia kwatisie wewe sia kwatisie tunaelewana muku ne biasala na muibunga saa 12 bato meka ibeti mumbigwa mwenuke mesie pala be siana nitwewe wa maids isi sia mubeni yase nitwewe kindu juu cha mubeni mweba nanya ninaye mbiashara. My husband ya net we kalita 40 years 7 years ago kwa unene na chama ne kalete na naenda mwingo mbona atesa asiondo. So allow me to read this page lakini ndiasi ati we must be the first people to protect these children, the grandparents, both of them, the aunties, the uncles. And we used to say when you educate a woman, you educate a village. Then what happened? Madam PS, I'm reading this speech on gender-based violence. Madam PS, this will take me 3 minutes. Apologies for taking a little longer. The Prime Cabinet Secretary is Excellency Dr. Musalia Mudavadi. Principal Secretary in the State Department of Gender, who is represented by Aurelia here today, Madam Anne Mwangombe, Her Excellency, my sister representing the Governor of Makueni, our Senator, ladies and gentlemen. I bring history of Maendeleo of 72 years when this journey started. It is a great honor to stand before you today as we officially launch 16 days of activism against GBV. For me, this is a very sad day, and Platform for Action, Unite to End Violence Against Women and Girls, I was a participant. This annual campaign is a significant opportunity to unite as a country and reaffirm our collective commitment to bring end to all forms of violence on women and girls. Maendeleo participated in the Beijing conference. Our chair then, where I sit, was Mama Wilkista Onsando, who mobilized 500 women to the Beijing conference. And the minister then was the first Kenyan woman minister, Mama Nyiva Mwendwa, who was given a minister by President Moi to take us to Beijing. Ebinda juni Nyiva Mwendwa, ni mwese watu ikie minister atutwae Beijing. The conference steps towards making gender equal world and came up with 12 critical areas of action. In adopting the Beijing Declaration and Platform for Action, Maendeleo in 1996, with the funding from Ford Foundation and Program for Appropriate Technology for Health, PATH, initiated programs